Hi, welcome to the Property Survey course orientation. In this presentation, I am going to discuss the course introduction, the course description, the different outcomes that we need to meet upon completing this subject, including the topic outline that we need to discuss, the overview of the subject. So, I'm going to introduce myself first before I forget. Alright, I will be your instructor for this semester in this subject. So if you have questions, inquiries, and anything to ask, you can send an email to the email address presented on the screen. So you can send a message. Okay, before we proceed to the presentation proper, I have here illustration. You know this man, this is Newton. So he's sitting under an apple tree and he is waiting for an apple to fall down because this man is very curious about the theory of gravitation. So he just waited an apple and he formulated a formula which is a force equals to mass times acceleration. So he just waited for an apple to drop. So I also found this on the internet. It says, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. So this is self-explanatory. I think this would apply not only for you, but also for me. Okay, let's start. So this is just a course overview of the GE 315 property survey. So for the old curriculum, so the property survey comprises two subjects. We have the property 1, the basic lang, uh, basic definition, classification, and the laws. And the property 2 is for the practice, more on establishment of control, subdivision survey, isolated surveys, and different types of surveys. Now, for this curriculum, for your curriculum, the two subjects are merged into one. So the first half is for the introduction, which is covers the property 1, and the second half will be the practice, the transformation. We're going to discuss um, the actual subdivision survey, isolated survey, and the other types of isolated surveys. Okay, let's start with the course description. This subject gives an introduction to property boundary survey. So we're going to discuss the different isolated surveys. We have the simple subdivision, the relocation survey, the other types of surveys. We have the project control. How are we going to establish a control? What are the instruments that we need to use in establishing a control? What are the equipment? So we have here also introduce the procedures and precision and standards. So what are the standards that we need to meet upon conducting the survey, and we need to follow the procedures as presented by the DNR rules and regulations. We have transformation of coordinates. So this is the application of the theory that we discussed in the geometric geodesy subjects, if you remember. So the different coordinate system. So we're going to transform our observed data on the field into the proper coordinate system, for example, for approval of the BL plan. And we're going to familiarize on the advancement of land surveying, because we have the drones are being approved for the land surveys. So the use of the real-time kinematic instruments. So those are the advancement of land surveying. And we need also to update our knowledge on this new instruments and new techniques. Okay, Okay, in these subjects, we have 3 units lecture and 2 units laboratory, which means in a week, we need to meet 3 hours lecture and 6 hours laboratory exercises because this composes, again, 2 subjects. So, we have 6 hours lecture, which is supposed to be conducted on the field. So, ay damon ta kitang exercise nga dapat perform sa field. So for this semester, the concept is we're going to finish all the lectures so that by next year we can perform all the laboratory exercise, because I guess all of this laboratory exercise in the property survey must be performed on the field with the use of the instruments. So have here. So the course outcome, at the end of this course, student must be able to have here, so number 1, explain the different classes of land surveys. I'm going to discuss first. We're going to identify the coordinate system used to fix the position of property surveys, which is very essential. We have execute boundary survey. This one, it should be develop your skills. That's why we need this to perform the laboratory exercise next year kung wala ning COVID. We have recognized the different kinds of property maps and plans. So not just recognize, but to create our own maps and plans. Generate several property survey plan. This one, we're going to generate your own survey plan. Identify applicable rules, regulations, and procedure prescribed by the Philippine government for the conduct of surveys. So we have here, we're going to follow the rules and regulation based on the Department of Environment and Natural Resources na procedures. We have here, recognize the different advancement in property surveying. So para maging competent tayo in the future, if you can become an engineer. So, pag theodolite lang ang yung alam mo, pero pagdating mo sa actual na work, so they are using drones, they're using RTK. So, we need to be competent. That's why we need to tackle the advancement. So, kailangan natin matry yung ganitong survey. So, hopefully next year, naging okay na lahat. We can perform. You can use the RTK all you want. You can use the total station. And after that, we gather data. We're going to create our own maps. We're going to create our own control points. And so that your skills will be developed in preparation for the future. Kasi magiging engineer na kayo. Okay? So for the topic outline, for the first chapter, we have the course introduction and requirements. So these are the terms that we need to discuss before we proceed to the other chapters, because we are going to familiarize the following terms that are being used in this subject. Property surveying, general methodology. So these are the procedures that we need to follow. We have chapter 2, the scope and classification of property surveying. Have here the subtopics. Classification of property surveying, agencies involved in the property surveying. So because we have a lot of agencies that being assigned to this type of subjects. So instrumentation, so what are the different instruments that are being used in the different kind of survey. So the chapter 3, the position of surveys, dito na yung pumapasok yung nating transformation, parameters, we have the point of references, so ating mga controls, fixing point of references, coordinate system, so dito na pumapasok yung geometric geodesy, and how are we going to transform one reference system to the other, WGS to PRS, PRS to WGS, WGS to local. You have the control survey. You have here reference survey, the common point analysis for the Substation, we have here the isolated surveys. What are the different types of isolated surveys? We have here, what are the methods? For example, paano ba gagawin yung subdivision survey on the field? Paano ba gagawin yung relocation survey sa field? So, topographic. So, maraming types ng isolated surveys na dapat nating matutunan step by step. Have here, survey outputs, ito yung mga maps and plans na gagawin natin. Have here, inspection, verification, and approval of surveys. Dapat alam natin to. So, ano yung, para yung output natin is ma-approve once masubmit natin for approval. For chapter 5, we have here subdivision surveys. So, we have simple subdivision, yung 3, 4, hanggang 9 lang na subdivision. Complex subdivision, for example, ito yung may mga blocks na ng mga subdivision, consists of several number of lots. So, didiscuss natin kung paano gagawin yung subdivision plan, paano gagawin yung layout ng complex subdivision and layout ng simple subdivision. And the output of this subdivision survey. So for chapter 6, we're going to discuss the cadastre or what is a cadastral survey. So anong purpose ni cadastral survey? Ano yung requirement? Ano yung method? Paano ba ginawa yung cadastral survey in the past? Because the cadastral survey already finished the program for the cadastral survey, but we need to go back how it is done, what is the purpose of conducting a cadastral survey. And what are the output? We have the cadastral map. So, paano ginawa yung cadastral map in the past? We have here, the advancement. We have here, ito yung lumalabas ngayon sa board exam, si geocentric system. We have the non-traditional survey techniques. Ito na yung gumagamit tayo ng mga drones. Ito yung non-traditional, ito yung mga advanced. We have here digital survey plan submission. So, wala na yung gumagamit ng yung tracing pen. No. Yung submission na ng BL plan is digital. Gumagamit na tayo ng mga software na ready-made na yung BL form. So, pag-input na lang ng mga technical description, tas automatic na siya mag-create ng subdivision plan or relocation plan. Okay, so this subject not only focus on the survey, but also for the property. So, property survey. So, pag yung survey, ito yung actual na measurement ng lupa. So, yung property, not just the land itself, but the law encompasses or incorporated to that land. So, kung walang nakasaad na regulations, ano kaya pwedeng mangyari pag walang nakasaad na regulations or law on that property? That's why we need to also discuss the regulations, the standards, ano ba yung dapat gawin at ano ba yung hindi dapat gawin pag nagpe-perform tayo ng surveys. Ano ba yung tama? Okay, so we're going to discuss this one. So I have here an illustration on a simple subdivision plan. So I just want to introduce to you what is a subdivision plan. So the content of the subdivision plan, what is in the subdivision plan, we have here the technical description of the lot being subdivided. We have here the parcel itself that being subdivided. We have here the information, the information of the lot, the location, where it is situated, the area, the direction, and the scale. We have here the information. We have here the name of the geodetic engineer is being written here. So this is a sample of a simple subdivision plan that we're going to prepare soon. Okay, we have here a sample of a transfer of certificate of title. So, just in case, for example, yung ginawa mong subdivision plan is na-approve and the client wants to, gusto niyang matituluhan yung lupa niya. So, he can apply for the titling, either judicial or administrative, and the Register of Deeds, we're going to issue the Certificate of Title. So, yung Certificate of Title, naka-indicate dito sa baba kung sino yung GE na nag-conduct ng surveys. So, di ba, nakaka-proud pag nakita mo yung certificate title ng sino mang tao, tas nandun yung pangalan mo. So, nakaka-proud. Nakaka-proud yan for sure. So, I guess, kayo din in the near future. We have here another subdivision plan, example. So I'm going to show you how to create this one using a CAD soon. So I think this is all for this presentation. I am going to discuss the introduction next week. So be sure to subscribe the YouTube channel and the link where I am going to post all the videos, also in the Facebook. So keep posted. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening in this pre-recorded video lecture, and see you on the next presentation. Bye-bye.